just beaten Everton Football Club by 2-0 at the Etihad. We are currently top of the table until Arsenal inevitably win their game against Fulham, probably with 2 corner kicks and 2 Gabriel goals. Regardless, Everton is the type of club in which I don't really care about the process. I don't care how we win the game. I don't care if it's a dodgy penalty or a horrible referee decision. I don't care. As long as we get the 3 points, I am so happy. They are a very tough nut to crack. 2 goals by Erling Braut Haaland. And of course, before I talk about anything Manchester City related, we are going to be talking about Everton. That was a tough game. That game proves why the Premier League reigns supreme as the most competitive league in the world. Sunderland have just beaten Wolves by, I think, 3-1 or 2-0. Regardless, Wolverhampton Wanderers still haven't won a game. Sunderland is doing absolutely wonderful, and I'm honestly so happy to see that. It brings back prime Barclays Premier League type of vibes back into the league as of right now. But Everton, honestly, I'm going to start with Beto. 6'5", really tall. His physical presence is alarming. It's tough for any defender in the league, regardless of how good you are, to deal with him. He almost scored a goal outstretched with his left leg, and he slid into the right post. He could have scored. He had some great chances. His hold-up play today was incredible for a tall striker. That is what I look for in terms of how you can get inside the game without scoring a goal. How good is your hold-up play? And Beto's hold-up play today was exquisite. Njai was another player that I thought, honestly, for the first 30-35 minutes of the game, was the best player on the field. Njai, Matheus Nunes could not handle Njai, especially in that second half and in parts of the first half. Njai was absolutely incredible. Everton today, Idrissa Gana Gueye was incredible. Jordan Pickford did not have a great game, in my opinion. I thought Tarkowski was I'm going to say decent. I'm not going to say super solid, but he did have a tough time, obviously, with the best striker in the world, in my opinion, in Erling Haaland. All I'm going to say is that Everton definitely deserve some praise here. Jack Grealish couldn't play this game because of these stupid loan rules. I do not agree with that whatsoever. If you pay for a player, he should be on the pitch playing for you. So Everton, congratulations on an amazing game. I'm not trying to sound condescending or anything like that, but Everton is a team that I fully respect. A huge, massive club in the English Premier League. Regardless of who you are, playing against them is always tough. They are going to do some wonderful things this season. In terms of Manchester City, let's talk about Donnarumma and our defense. Donnarumma honestly only had one good to amazing, or whatever adjective you want to put in front of it, save, and that was in the first half by Njai. It wasn't like a world-class super save, but it was a solid, honestly, it was a great save, and I was really impressed by his distribution today. There was a pass that he had in that first half where he just dinked it over Beto to Matheus Nunes. It's the little things that I notice in the game that I want Manchester City players to improve, especially Donnarumma with his ball-playing ability. In terms of our defense, I thought Nathan Ake was good. That mistake that he had leading to that Njai Beto chance was horrible. Nathan Ake is a player that makes a mistake once every 95 years. And unfortunately, people are going to remember it. He's a cult hero. Everybody loves Ruud Gullit. Ruben Dias today, I thought, was solid. Again, Ruben Dias has been incredibly underrated by our fan base and in the world of football over the last couple of months. And especially in the last couple of weeks, he's been solid defensively, another clean sheet, and he was one of the biggest reasons why. Our fullbacks, Nico O'Reilly, Matheus Nunes. I was definitely more impressed with Nico O'Reilly today. Great shot in that first half with his left foot. Low-driven shot, and it was only a couple of feet away from that right-hand corner. Regardless, Nico O'Reilly was getting into some incredible positions on that left-hand side. His attacking prowess today, his intelligence today was incredible. My favorite part, besides the assist, was his hold-up play and his linking up play in that second half. I think around the 75th minute and on to the 90th minute, he was linking up play with Cherki. He was linking up play with Nathan Ake, with Phil Foden, with Tijani Reinders, and Nico Gonzalez incredibly well. I thought Matheus Nunes was decent today. I thought he wasn't superb. Honestly, there were some moments where he was attacking, and I was really impressed because of his footwork and everything, getting past Everton players like they're nothing. It was so exquisite to see. He needs to do better defensively, especially against Njai. When you're playing against those types of wingers, you can't commit to the ball, and he committed a little bit too much, which resulted in him being beaten several times. Njai was one of the best players on the field today. Nico O'Reilly, I thought, was the best player in terms of our defense, in terms of Donnarumma and our defenders. Nico O'Reilly, that assist to Erling Haaland, absolutely incredible. This guy is one of the few academy players that genuinely has a chance to become a fully fit starter for years to come, because Aït-Nouri is incredible. We all love Aït-Nouri. But Nico O'Reilly is making it very difficult, and it's great to have that sort of competition, especially as a fullback. In terms of our midfield, in terms of Tijani Reinders, Nico Gonzalez, and Phil Foden, none of those 3 players had a standout superb performance. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say that Nico Gonzalez was the better of the three. Not by too much, but again, when you're a defensive midfielder, Rodri is one of the best defensive midfielders we've ever seen in football history. Yes, I did not stutter. I genuinely mean that. He's the only defensive midfielder, honestly, that I've ever seen in my life who gets judged on his goal involvements, the number of goals and assists he gets. That's not the job of a defensive midfielder. Your job is to compose chaos. Your job is to turn defense into attack. Nico Gonzalez today, exquisite. His footwork, his intelligence, his link-up play, the turns that he does when two Everton players are going this way and he goes the opposite way. That's intelligence. That's bravery. I love that from a professional football player. And the thing is that Rodri is a Ballon d'Or winner. At his best, he's the best player in the world, in my opinion. But him going down, him getting injured, didn't concern me in the slightest because we have Nico Gonzalez. He's not as good as Rodri, but Nico Gonzalez is incredible. He's only 23 years old. He can develop into a world-class player. I have no doubts about that. Tajani Reinders today I thought was solid. He was getting into some amazing attacking positions, linking up play with Erling Braut Haaland. All I'm going to say is that his defensive action on that clearance in that first half was his highlight of the game. Phil Foden today, honestly, his passing today was amazing. There were so many plays where he just made some incredible through balls, especially to Erling Haaland on breakaways, some amazing floater passes. He was giving a lot of effort in that first half. There were so many times where Phil Foden got the ball. Doku was making a run. He chipped the ball, but it was either slightly off, slightly too much, slightly to the right or towards the middle line, towards the goalkeeper. I value effort first and foremost from our players. Just needs to polish a little bit of those passes. I mean, I forgot who passed that ball to Savinho. Was it Nico O'Reilly or was it was it Nico O'Reilly or was it Nico Gonzalez? I forgot. Let me know down in the comments who passed that ball. Savinho with a tame effort, but that's the kind of pass that I expected from Phil Foden to Jeremy Doku. It just didn't come off. But again, great play by Phil Foden. I thought he was linking a play very well. He is showing glimpses of his PFA Player of the Season year, and if he can continue, he is going to be one of the main reasons why we can actually win some silverware this season, and it's going to be because of players like Phil Foden stepping up. In terms of our wingers, I wasn't thoroughly impressed with the overall finishing ability. Honestly, I think I'm being a little bit too nice. I was incredibly frustrated with the finishing ability of both Jeremy Doku and especially Savinho. That pass from O'Reilly or Nico Gonzalez, I forgot who it was. That's such a tame shot. Savinho today, I thought, was beating his man a good amount of times today. He beat Mikolenko a couple of times today, a couple of times where he fouled him and we didn't get the call, but it's neither here or there. Savinho's first touch today was incredible. I thought his dribbling ability was sensational. His finishing was absolutely atrocious. Okay, that breakaway that we had, it was like a 4-on-2. Jeremy Doku should have shot it a lot better. Should he have shot it near post? Goalkeepers are not really expecting. They're always expecting you to go across goal. This is a goal. Jeremy Doku's here. He should have shot. He should have shot this way, near post. Why not? Every single player knew that Jeremy Doku was going to shoot across the goalkeeper, and the shots today were abysmal. He definitely has a shot power. Okay, I forgot which game that was. Maybe it was against Brighton. Cut inside, bang, of a goal. I mean, Jeremy Doku does have that ability. Savinho today, his shooting today was abysmal with his right foot, with his left foot. It was so frustrating to see because if these two wingers, if they both got a shot, they would be absolutely amazing. We would genuinely have a world-class wing partnership, that two wingers that can take players on and shoot. We haven't had that in a long time. I want that so badly. Jeremy Doku today, he was beating his man. He was getting crosses in. He was showing a lot of effort. I love Jeremy Doku. I thought today was a decently solid performance. If he had just shown up in terms of his finishing, it would have been great. Even if he didn't score, I want effort. He didn't show a lot of effort. There was a lack of focus on that shot. Same thing with Savinho. You don't always have to score. I don't really care. But you just have to show effort. Shoot the ball with venom and pace. And I would gladly clap. But I'm not clapping that because those two players definitely left a lot on the table for this match. They could have scored. Both of them could have scored today. And last but not least, the most overrated player in Premier League history, Erling Braut Haaland. I'm obviously kidding, but I have... if you guys have watched my channel, you'll know that whenever Erling Haaland scores a goal or he scores a couple of goals, I usually don't really acknowledge it too much because I just know how good he is and I know his standard. His standard is a goal a game, and if he doesn't do that, it's seen as weird. People genuinely expected a hat-trick. I thought he would have had a hat-trick today, and he looked so pissed off at the end of the game. That's just Erling Braut Haaland levels. Okay, this guy is one of the greatest goal scorers I have ever seen in my life. He could possibly be the greatest goal scorer, besides like Cristiano Ronaldo and obviously Messi and all that, I've ever seen in my life. He's insane. Hat tricks against Israel, hat tricks against Moldova, 5 goals against Moldova. This guy is single handedly carrying his national team. Okay, I don't want to disrespect Oscar Bob and Sorloth, okay, and Norgard and Odegaard and all these great players, but without Erling Braut Haaland, Norway would not have qualified for the World Cup. Without Haaland, we would be sitting in mid-table right about now. This guy is almost single-handedly carrying a club and a country on his back this season. He literally could have scored 5 goals today. He could have scored 5 goals today. He only got 2. 23 goals, his 11th game in a row. I think when he scored his second goal for the brace, the commentator said, and honestly, I wasn't shocked, but I'm still shocked. It's a weird feeling because it's Haaland, you expect it, but it's also like, how is that even possible? 14 touches, and he scored 2 goals. This is probably the most efficient goal scorer in the history of the Premier League and possibly in the history of the Champions League. Once he gets to that 100-goal mark, he's going to be talked about as one of the best players of all time in the competition's history. He might already be that in the Premier League. I mean, my childhood idol was Sergio Aguero, and I'm having such a tough time justifying picking Aguero over Erling Braut Haaland. Today, you can pick Haaland over Aguero, and I'm not even going to slate you. That's how good he is. That you all know how much I love Aguero, and if you say Haaland better than Aguero, I'm not gonna fight you because this guy is genuinely insane. Mbappe, Harry Kane, and Erling Haaland. Those are the 3 players going for the Ballon d'Or right now for this season. Okay, everybody is obviously going to put Erling Haaland third because everybody's got that anti-City agenda. I saw that on Saturday Social. I saw that from Neve on Saturday Social. People are not going to give Erling Haaland the credit. Take away penalties and then compare the stats. Mbappe and Kane, they're exceptional. Let's take away the penalties and let's compare the stats. Because if you do that, you'll see that Erling Haaland is miles above those two, doing it in a much harder league. And to be honest with you, he's doing it in a lesser team because City is not as good as Real Madrid. They're not as good as Bayern Munich. This guy is single-handedly doing it for both club and country this season. Erling Haaland, I'm running out of superlatives to describe this guy. Let me know who is your man of the... You know, that's such a dumb question. Let me know your thoughts on today's game. Erling Haaland, absolutely stupendous, incredible, amazing, phenomenal. I don't have enough words in my fucking vocabulary. Okay, 1, because I'm an idiot. 2, because there's not enough words to describe how prolific this guy is. 2-0, 3 points. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know your thoughts on our season. Shout out to Oscar Bob and Cherokee for coming in and playing exquisitely well. Oscar Bob beating players on Cherokee, linking a play with Erling Haaland. We all saw that in the last 5 minutes. 3 points. I am so happy, and I will see you all next time. I'm about to go dissect in the anatomy lab. I am so busy today. Thank you all so much for tuning in if you made it this far. I love you all so much. Manchester City, let's do this.